Hi, Steve Dangle here with another video previewing what the rosters are going to look like at the 2026 Winter Olympics. Let's talk about Finland. When it comes to the four-nation face-off, no team got screwed harder than Finland. Because let's face it, part of the reason that there were 4 teams at the four-nation face-off is the NHL was like, hey, how many teams can ice a roster that is exclusively NHL players? And they got to Finland and they said, well, Finland, of course, Finland. And by the time Finland had to actually take the ice, it became a whole thing. Guys get hurt. That's the long and short of it, and it's not fun, and it's scary, and it's bad. And it happened to Finland badly. So let's take a look at their four-nation face-off roster and see if it informs what they might look like at the Olympics. Top line, Arturi Lehkonen, whose name I got right this time, Sasha Barkov, and Mikko Rantanen. Fascinating second line of Patrick Laine, Sebastian Aho, and Teuvo Teravainen. Third line of Roope Hintz, Mikael Granlund, and Kaapo Kakko. And then the Florida Twins, as I call them, Eetu Luostarinen and Anton Lundell, with the veteran Joel Armia. Extra, of course, being Erik Haula. On D, and this is where it got tough. Nico Mikkola, Esa Lundell, Olli Maatta and Rasmus Ristolainen, Juuso Välimäki and Henri Jokiharju, and late addition Urho Vakanainen. To replace Jani Hakanpää, who was originally named to the team and played 2 games last year. Finland was dealing with injuries that didn't even happen last season. That's how damaged they were. Then in net, Kevin Lankinen, Jussi Saros, and Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. I actually want to start on defense for Team Finland because there's 2 very important names. The most important one is Miro Heiskanen, who is one of the best defenders in the world and the best defenseman that Finland has. He probably would have led Finland in every category: points by a defenseman, time on ice in everything. In fact, he finished second in scoring amongst Finnish NHL defensemen with 25 points, despite only playing in 50 games last season. 5 goals, 20 assists, 25 points. Heiskanen's season was going great last year until Mark Stone's head randomly got this like crazy magnetic pull towards one of his knees. Go watch the play. It's one of the strangest injuries I've ever seen. He did play for Dallas in the playoffs, assuming a clean bill of health this year. There's no question that he's going to make the Finnish team. The other name that should be mentioned on account of he was actually on the Finnish roster, Nicholas Matinpalo. He ended up playing 41 games in the NHL last season for the Ottawa Senators, in part due to injuries, and he even played in the Stanley Cup playoffs for them. Sure, he only put up 4 points, but he's a defenseman, pretty big, tenacious, and didn't look out of place. Finland seemed to do everything they could to keep Jokiharju off the roster until they couldn't anymore. So I'm going to go with he's out. Heiskanen is 1,000% in. Jokiharju might be an extra. But Heiskanen will be on the first pair, whichever side you decide to put him on. He's going to push everyone down and make their lives easier and make everyone's lives easier. Now, forwards who could push their way onto the Finnish roster. It's a shorter list than Canada's, but there are some good names. Eli Tolvanen finished top 10 in terms of scoring amongst Finnish players in the NHL last season. 35 points in 81 games, 23 of those goals, with the Seattle Kraken team that did not score goals. Tolvanen has been a classic late bloomer, but I'm buying that stock. I think his potential is much higher than 23 goals. And the other guy I think you have to consider, Jesperi Kotkaniemi. Not far behind Tolvanen at all, 33 points instead of 35. He finished 12th amongst Finnish players in scoring. Going to be interesting for him on Carolina, a team that's gotten deeper and deeper and deeper, but does that make it easier for him to score, or does it just push him down further and further and he doesn't get the ice time that he needs to score? There's one more sneaky name that I want everyone to keep an eye on because I think this kid is good. I think he's going to be good, and if he plays enough in the NHL this season, which isn't a guarantee, I think he could make this Olympic team. Ottawa Senators prospect, if you can even call him a prospect anymore, Leevi Merilainen. He only played a few games, but he was 8-3-1 with a .925 save percentage. Kid's only 22 years old, and he had good numbers in the AHL too with the Belleville Senators, 18-12-4 record with a .913 save percentage. He led the Belleville Senators in games played, wins, save percentage, everything. Right now, it looks like the plan is for him to be the backup in Ottawa behind Ullmark. That would obviously increase the number of games that he plays from last season. Because he's so young, maybe he's down in the minors a bit. And maybe this whole conversation is a waste of time because, like, is he really going to play more than Lankinen? Is he going to play more than Saros? Is he really going to make the team over Luukkonen? But here's the thing. Team Finland knows this better than anyone from last year. Guys get hurt, especially goalies. I think he should be heavily considered for the Finnish team. He should 100% be on their radar. Now, big wild card for me for Finland, Patrik Laine. We all know when he's on, when he's in position, when you're setting him up right, especially on the power play, that one-timer from the left it's got the touch of God. It's how do you stop it? The answer is you can't. But the question with Patrik Laine has always been and continues to be, when he's not scoring goals, what is he doing for our hockey team? And the answer, more often than not, is nothing productive. Is he doing great defensive work? No. Is he helping to set people up? Not really. Is he banging and crashing? Good on the forecheck even? Despite being 6'5" and huge, no. I'm not saying he's not even going to make the team, but I am saying if you're looking for guys whose spot isn't secure up front for Finland, Patrick, you really don't know. Like, he could be one of the most valuable players in the NHL one week and a healthy scratch on the Montreal Canadiens next. He, to me, is the truest form of a wild card. You really, really genuinely do not know what to expect. So, my friend, what do you think is going to happen with Team Finland at the 2026 Olympics? Hopefully, they're a little healthier. Let me know in the comments down below, but for now, that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you liked this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. Kiitos. Oh, should I wear a different shirt? Do I have a Finland shirt?